Hi, my beautiful witches, blessed be. This is White Raven over here. Today is Monday, so happy Magic Monday to all of you guys. As usual, it's a pleasure talking to you guys, and it's awesome to get in touch with all of you guys that tune into my channel every single week. Again, I must say that I'm absolutely grateful and I'm thankful, and I'm absolutely honored to have you in my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for all the input. Thank you so much for all the comments and all the encouragement that I get every single week in all of your comments. Again, thank you so very much. The video for today is something that you guys have asked me a lot of times, and I think it's a very important question, and it's a great question that you guys have asked me. Even though sometimes I tell you how to do things, you still keep asking me this question, so I'm assuming that there's a little bit of doubts in regards on how to dispose of your spell work remnants. Where do we dispose of all of our magic? Believe it or not, there's actually places for every single thing. It depends on what type of magic are we using or are we making. So I'm going to give you some examples of the places that I use to dispose of all my magical spells and the remnants of witches bottles and spells that I put in bottles, little dolls, my apples, and all that stuff. Very basic. The first place that you're going to use to bury all your stuff and to dispose of all your stuff is your backyard. If you have a backyard, you're going to dispose in there of the things that you want to have control over. Any spell that needs your attention periodically, like if you need to water stuff or if you need to add stuff to this specific spell every so often, you want to bury all that stuff in your backyard. Things for I don't know, for good luck, for love, for marriage, anything that has to do with you maintaining. If you want to maintain something good happening at work, something good happening at home, those spells are really good for you to bury in your backyard, okay? Because you're going to maintain them. You're going to do some kind of maintenance every week or every month or every 6 months or whatnot. So mark them in your backyard, and that's where you're going to put them. All right. Another really common place for you to bury all of your works is going to be in your front yard, like in the steps going towards your door or anything that is in the front of your house. Those are spells that are going to be welcoming good luck, protection, luck, and whatnot. Things that are going to, those are the spells that pertain and have to do with welcoming something. Those are the ones that you bury in your front yard. Okay. Now, the other spells that are very common and a lot of witches do are curses, binding stuff, things that you want to banish. A very popular place for you to bury those works and those spells is in the cemetery. Needless to say, you have to be extremely respectful when you're doing this and understand that once you bury something in the cemetery, chances are that you won't be able to retrieve that, okay? When you bury something in a cemetery, you're going to be working with the dead. So these are curses. These are for you to harm people. These are for you to banish people out of your life. Specific situations that some people are doing to you, stuff like that. So be very careful with the things that you're going to be burying in a cemetery, because this is like doing your spell double. Because not only you're going to be doing your spell and you're going to be putting your energy into it, you literally are going to be giving this spell to the dead. For them to work with it. So you have to be very responsible when you do stuff like that. And remember that pretty much once you bury something in a cemetery, it's kind of tough for you to retrieve it and for you to cancel that spell. Once we put something into the universe and those vibrations are out there and those energies are just vibrating, it's pretty tough for you to retrieve that, okay? So be very careful with the cemetery ones. I will actually use the cemetery for very, very, very special things, okay? So what other places are good for you to dispose of your spell works? You can dispose of your spells work, and this is another way for me to do it, in running water, running natural water. You can do the ocean, and you can do a river, or anything that is running, anything that's a stream that is running that's going to take away. You can use this as a vehicle for you to send spells towards somebody or to take things away from you. to give thanks to deities and Mother Nature and the universe. You can use running water. So there you go. In order for you to, if you want to dispose of anything in running water, again, the best spells for you to use, the best spells that you're going to use to dispose in water are going to be when you're sending stuff or when you want things away from you in the running water. Now, there's other places that are stagnant water. This could be a pond. This could be, I don't know, like marshes and a swamp, man-made lakes, and some of these places are actually nasty. You're gonna see like ponds or like swamps that are where all the sewers from the streets drain in. The spells that you're going to dispose in there are pretty much like curses. When you really want to get somebody bind, not being able to get ahead in life, when you want something stagnant that is not going to be able to do anything, this is energy that is enclosed in there, and sometimes it's pretty. So everything that you want to control and you want to slow down and you want to contain, spells of if you want bad things or nasty things happening to a person. I mean, imagine the water in the swamp. Imagine a sewer altogether. Imagine how nasty that energy is in there. This is pretty much where you're going to send spells that are going to be for curses and for making things slow down, making things stagnant and not powerful at all. They're just bound by this disgusting stuff. Okay, so be very responsible with that. It's not so much. It's not as terrible as going to a cemetery and burying your spells, but it's pretty nasty. It's very, very, very nasty. Another place in which you can dispose of your spellworks remnants are uh, four-way, like a four-way road. um, you can do in there again spell stores for you to anything that you want to send to Hecate, you can do in one of those forks. When you're going in a road and you see a fork, especially if it's a four finger fork, they're awesome to leave spells for Hecate and for just Mother Nature, or just for just the universe to take care of it, and take it however they think, however the universe thinks it needs to go. Those want things you want things to go away. You can also leave spells in the road, in the side of the road that's going to be going through your target's property. Like you can send in a road that's going to go straight through somebody's, is going to go by somebody's property. That's a great way and a great place for you to put the spell's remnants. Okay. You can also use railroad tracks, especially the ones that are actually still active. You can put spells works in there. You can bury them in there, and take just make sure that the energy of that railroad, it will take it away from you or towards somebody. If the railroad is not in use, that's another good way for you to get something stopped, to get something stagnant, to get something to slow down, to get something to just cease to happen. You can bury it in a railroad track that is no longer in use. Okay. Also, spells that you throw in the ocean are usually used for long distance spells. You can throw your spells in the ocean, always being conscious of the things that you throw in the ocean. Make sure you don't want to harm any living creature from the ocean. So try to put things that are not harmful towards the animals. If it's going to be something that contains glass, pins, nails, and stuff like that, but maybe you want to use some other different kind of uh, place for you to dispose of those remnants. There's a lot of places that you just need to think. The same way, one day you're going to be home and you're going to be designing your own spells. So everything from the moment of what kind of herbs are you going to use, incense, candles, colors. Um, what are you going to use for those spells, the words that you're going to be using, the hour that you're going to be using and doing this spell, if you're going to do it on a specific day and a specific planetary hour, with the moon, with the sun, when it's raining, when it's day or nighttime. You also going to know in your heart exactly the place where you need to dispose of this spell. The way and the whereabouts of you disposing of this spell remnants are part of your spell, are probably the most important part of your spell. Remember, there's also some spells that you're going to dispose in places in which you will never be able to retrieve them. Okay? If you think that these are spells that you're not going to touch again ever in your life, put a date of expiration on them. When you're doing your spell set for so and so years, this spell is going to stay in this place active. Or this spell is going to be good until so and so day of so and so year. You can actually do that to your spell. You can literally add an expiration date to your spells. Maybe you want to remember, and on those dates, you can do a ritual at home and actually release anything that you have put into that bottle. You want to release the curse, the bench, whatever it is that you put into that bottle. Maybe you can't release it yourself. I tend to believe that there's a lot of curses that once we send out there, they cannot be called back. Okay, but there's some spells that maybe we can if you want to get the attention of somebody and you want to keep the love between you and somebody alive and the fire burning really bright and really hot, maybe you want to give this a date. From here until 2 years, I want the love between me and my loved one to be burning really hot. Maybe you're having some troubles with your partner and you want to give a specific time on it. Whatnot. You probably know the time of your spells, but understand that many times you're going to be making spells that you're not going to be able to come back to. You also can bury spells if you don't have any of these places close by. Make sure that you bury your spells in places that are not going to be disturbed. So grab your car, take a drive somewhere deep in the forest, and bury your spells deep somewhere in the forest where they're not going to be disturbed. Okay? It is awesome talking to you, witches. This is why Raven over here. I really hope this video helped you out in how to dispose of your spell remnants, because I know a lot of you have asked me about this. Blessed be. It's always awesome talking to you, witches. Go visit me in Witch's Lair, okay? Have a great week. I forgot to tell you, and before I actually finish this video and wrap it up, God, I can't believe I forgot this, but very important. Whenever you're going to curse somebody, whenever you're going to do any kind of spell on someone, obviously it's very important for you to bury anything, all of those spells in your remnants on the property of the person that you are doing the spell for. Okay, a lot of times you're not going to be able, but it is a must, and it's probably one of the most effective ways for you to actually transport a curse or any kind of blessings or whatever it is, blessings or curses. It is by you burying the remnants of the spell in the persons that the spell is directed to property. Okay, I just wanted to add that because I forgot. Sometimes I get really carried away in my thoughts and I forgot very important things. So I just wanted to add that. Blessed be witches. I'll talk to you next week. Okay.